really excited to see him back out there as a fan and as his teammate.
I asked Kevon this question, but I mean, there's been a lot of cool roars over the years and the Warriors' success recently, but how will that crowd roar be different when he comes back, just given the circumstances, right? 2.5 years and one of the most popular, accomplished players on the team. How do you anticipate the environment will be like whenever that happens?
I mean, I can imagine it'd be like, one of those moments, those big moments, like him scoring 37 points in a quarter or Steph hitting the game winner is just one of those special moments for Warrior fans. Obviously, he's beloved, by Warrior fans in the entire Bay Area. Clay's he's a legend here now, and that's coming from a true hometown kid. So I can only imagine what it's going to be like from the fans. I myself am excited to see him back out there and just experience that moment. That's what sports are about, right? I mean, yeah, all the other stuff, playing the game and all that stuff is what we actually do it for. But, just seeing fans in the arena, feeling that energy, getting those cheers and stuff like that, it's an amazing feeling. So, and he deserves that. He's done so much for this organization and for the Bay Area. So I know he will get a standing ovation, but I hope it's for like 3-4 minutes because he's well deserving of that. And, among all those things he's done on the basketball floor, just to be mentally tough enough to withstand, those 2 injuries. Being injured isn't easy, man. I had one injury 10 years ago when I was in college, and that was one of the hardest times of my life. And so when this is what you do, this is your job, this is the thing that you love, and it's taken away from you, I mean, that's a hit. That's a blow to you mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And so, I commend him, and I tip my hat to that man because he comes in here every day and does his work. And, he's still mentally strong enough to be a good teammate, be a good friend, be vocal, be interactive with us. And so with all that being said, man, I'm really excited for Clay, and I'm really excited to get him back out there.
How is it to have DJ around the team? You were kind of dancing with them on the sideline the other night, but just having him around the team, how is that? Does he bring a little bit more energy? Do you see Draymond trying to do a little bit more when DJ's around?
I don't want to say that I necessarily see Draymond doing a bit more, but I can imagine that he would want to do a lot more. I mean, that's the best spectator in the world, right? Your son watching you play and do your job as a man, So it's pretty cool to me. I mean, Draymond is a good friend of mine. He's my vet. He'll be somebody I'm friends with, I hope for the rest of my life. And so I can see me being a part of DJ's life moving forward. And so those little moments are cool to me. I love kids. I don't have any of my own, but I hope to one day have some. And so for the time being, I just enjoy my friends' kids. I wish I was a kid still. No, I do. I mean, you wake up and you just get to kick it and get to have fun and you get to run around and, just enjoy. And I was, DJ's 5, 6? When I was 5, 6, I was playing in East Oakland streets. And this kid's running around chasing or rebounding for Hall of Famers and champions and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's really cool to me. And I just enjoy those moments because you never know what that kid may grow up to be. And one day he may look back and be like, man, when I'm 50 or 60, he'd be like, Juan, remember when, look at this video or so forth. And so I just enjoy those moments because those moments are cool for him. They're cool for me. And then also it's just a family atmosphere. It's cool that the Warriors allow stuff like that because it's hard, sometimes to separate work from your family and everything else. And so when you can kind of just freelance it, come to work, have your son, just kick it and chill. Everybody knows your son knows the landscape and he's comfortable. That's a really special thing. So, kudos to the Warriors organization for, creating that atmosphere.
I think we all want to be kids again. That's a good idea.
For sure, man. I wish. I mean, Christmas is coming up. Ain't too many people ask me what I want for Christmas.
Hey, I asked Kevon about Andre's hands, with the strip steals that he always has. And his response was, Andre will tell you how good his hands are.
Sure.
Any anecdote or story of him stripping you in practice or him telling you about his hands that sort of illustrates that?
Yeah, I mean, he's just an elite defender. And, sometimes we we say elite defender and we see, the big, strong guy who's, athletic and tall and long arms. And yes, all those things are great tools to be a great defender. But, Andre's at the point of his career where he's using his brain a lot more than, anything else. And so he's just anticipating some things differently than we all are. And I watch him a lot. I watch him a hell of a lot. When he's on the floor, sometimes I'm only watching him because, one day I hope to be a defender as great as he is and have that label, amongst the league and amongst the basketball world as just like this, elite defender. His hands are golden, man. Like, he's had him strip against Bron in the finals, strip against Dame Lillard in the playoffs, and, a bunch of steals versus Boston the other night. So it's just fun to see those things, and it's something that I want to add to my repertoire.
What makes his hands golden? Is it just strength? Is it timing? Is it?
I think it's just the cerebral effect he has on the game. He's just anticipating everything, and that's what this game is about. Like, yeah, the physical tools are amazing, but if you can't put them together, then what good are they? And so that's where the cerebral part comes in, and he's second to none when it comes to his IQ. And so I think that just does him wonders. He's always a step ahead of everybody. Even when we're watching film, he'll stop filming, pointing out stuff that I didn't see. And sometimes I sit there and I'm like, damn, I don't even really know what I'm watching sometimes because he's just breaking down the film in second, third, and fourth layers. And so, it's amazing to have somebody on your team like that you can learn from.
Juan, how much are you and the guys thinking about what's going on around the league and on your own team with COVID? And at this point, is it kind of just like playing business as usual because it's been a few years, or is it something that you are thinking about every day?
Well, yeah, it's something that we're thinking about every day. I'm cognizant of that everything I do. Even when I come up here, I'm kind of like, I got to keep my distance away from y'all. I'm a person that likes to shake hands because I think that is a connection. I think that's a level of respect. But now you can't even shake hands, so I'm just trying to like fist bump and stuff. And then Christmas is coming up, and my family's talking about, hey, well, what are we gonna do? And it's just like, I can't really do that, and it sucks. But I have a job to do. I have bills to pay. I have a position in my life to protect. And I have to be respectful of, the other people that I work with. Some kids have, not some kids, some guys have babies at home. Some guys have people in their families who have, who react different to the virus and so forth. And so I just try to be cognizant of all those things and just try to be mindful, of what I'm doing and how I'm navigating the world right now. It's uncharted territory. I don't really know what to do. The only thing I know what to do is just to cover up, wash my hands, and, just be smart, not be in big crowds and stuff like that. And, I want to continue to play basketball more than anything. So, everything I just mentioned previously is much more important than basketball. But for me, basketball far outweighs everything else because I want to be out there competing, and I want to help my team. So everything that we do is with COVID in mind right now, and hopefully we can, figure it out moving forward.
One quick Memphis question. How unique a challenge is John Morant? And if you end up spending some time on him tomorrow night, how do you deal with a guy like that?
Man, that guy is very talented. I'm a huge fan of his game. Obviously, he's their heartbeat over there. This league is filled with amazing players, very talented players, and the best thing you can do is just make it tough. Guys are out there practicing these shots a million times. They're getting to their spots, et cetera. With game plan, we just try to make it tough for them. Try to put a lot of defensive pressure on him, get the ball out of his hands, and make him make decisions in places he's not as comfortable in. We know, where he wants to get to, what hand he wants to put the ball into, where he's more comfortable passing over the top and things like that. And so you just try to kind of keep him from those spots. He's very athletic, very fast. And so you just do your best with guys like that.
Right. Too quick on Zoom. Well, let's start with James. Go ahead, James.
Juan T, I hope you and everybody are well. Can you just talk a little bit about the Warriors way? And when you look around the locker room and you look up and you see the banners and you see Clay hitting jump shots, just talk about everything you guys have to get it done. And that's a world championship.
I think we got a lot of moving pieces. One thing I love about this organization is Just making it to the playoffs or winning a series isn't, the idea here. The goal is to win a championship. And me, I like to consider myself a winner. I've tried to win on every level that I've played at. And I like to win. I'm a competitor. So I think this is, the perfect place for me. Amongst all the other reasons that this is a perfect place for me, it's just the culture here. I love it. I remember when we lost to Memphis early in the season. I think that was like the 4th or 5th game, something like that. And I remember Andre coming in the locker room and telling us, these games matter. And this is early in the season, it's first or second week of the season. But it's those gestures and those type of things that leaders do that show you like, nah, we're trying to win every single game. Although it isn't very realistic, to think that you're going to win 82 games in the season, but to go into each game expecting to win and wanting to win, that's just a different attitude and a different culture here. And so, hopefully we can stay healthy. Hopefully COVID doesn't hit us. I think we got all the moving parts to, for a championship concoction. So hopefully, just those other variables don't get in the way.
All right, one last one. Christos, go ahead.
Hello, Juan. Hope you're doing well. How the mood and the atmosphere around the team help you to maximize your effort each and every night and give you the 100% on both ends of the floor?
Well, I think if you step into this building and you're not coming to give 100% effort and you're not coming to be a competitor, then it's kind of like you got to look in the mirror and ask yourself, why are you here? I mean, it's a building filled with guys who are very decorated, from the coaching staff down. And so it's not very often in your life that you get to be surrounded by true greatness. I mean, every day I'm surrounded by true greatness. I mean, starting with Steve. I actually was asking Steve yesterday, what's your favorite accomplishment that you've accomplished as a coach and a player? And I can imagine how hard that question is for him. I mean, highest three-point percentage in NBA history, championships as a coach, as a GM, championships as a player, played with the best player ever, coaching the best shooter ever, coached the best scorer ever, arguably the best defender ever. Like, come on, man, it doesn't get any better than that. And so starting with Steve down to Steph, Clay, Dre, Andre, you're just surrounded by greatness. And I know, like, I've never been on a team like this where I've had leaders and guys like that I look up to like that. So I don't take it for granted. It's not that I don't take it for granted because I'm so happy to be in this situation. I don't take it for granted because there's a bar that, I try to achieve every day, that I try to hit every day. And it's natural for humans for us to be comfortable, where we're at in life. If, you're doing well, everything's good, you got food, et cetera, you're comfortable. But coming in here, no matter where I'm at in my life or, how I'm doing on the floor, I never feel comfortable because I don't have 3 championships. I don't have a defensive player of the year. I don't have a finals MVP. And so those are things that hopefully one day I, could maybe get or, get a championship or whatever. But my point being is that, just being surrounded by greatness, I don't take it for granted. And I know that, you don't get this opportunity very often in your life. And so it motivates me every day to come in here and try to be great. He didn't answer my question, to be honest. He was like, and I'm like, you got to choose one. I know it's a hard question. He did mention one year being very fun, more fun than other years, but he didn't really say he had a favorite. I can't imagine, man. You get to play with Mike, Scotty, Dennis Rodman, being coached by Phil Jackson. Then you get to coach all these guys. Man, don't get no better than that. Happy holidays.